I think that I think we're finally recording.
We're recording.
Yay. Okay.
Yay. Hi, darlings.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful
So
friends.
Ascend to Heart Navigators with this mechanism and Nataraja talking with TaraShea Ananda in the house.
Our mistress of fun.
The mistress of fun. So as Mecca and I started a conversation, I don't know, with or without my glasses. I don't know. We're just gonna do it. Mecca and I started a conversation about the new earth and living in a completely different way. And I was really excited to talk about one of the aspects of being completely like seeing things very, very new. And I was talking with TaraShea about that and
Yeah.
all the mystery of fun that she's creating and wanting to create and feels called to create. And so I want to just like to open up the topic of playfulness and creativity and what that means in like community and and really seeing other people having a different place. All of us actually, I'm going to rephrase that. All of us having our medicine,
Yes.
and sharing our particular medicine. So my medicine is different, and what I mean by medicine is like my offering to community is different than Mecca's offering, and it's different than TaraShea's offering. And talking about like how important that offering is, whatever we have to offer, that it has a space. And so we're talking about the space of play in community and that being a medicine. Sounds about right to you too?
Yes. Sorry, it's colony in Florida. So, TaraShea, I'm so inspired by you. Tell us, like, how do you teach people how to have fun and play?
I guess the only way is by example or by playing myself, showing up and playing, go to the grocery store with your feather eyelashes and goldfish high heels, like go for it. I don't know. How do you want to show up? How do you want to play?
Yeah.
So there was a pepper of questions and insight and magic that just came in this past few minutes from you lovely ladies, and I'm trying to like catch one of them. So many golden nuggets.
So yeah, where did it start? Let's start because Nataraja's conversation that we were talking about you and got so excited to have this moment to share your inspiration with everyone started because it's like what inside of us is the new way, this new existence, right? What's inside of us is the calling to make and create this new world and this new age of Aquarius. So what's your calling that made this play happen?
Because I'm really good at playing. That's what I do best. And I just stopped fighting it. So after I did a pivotal moment, there's so many pivotal moments in all of our lives, especially when we're, and one leads up to the next, especially when it's like coming to answering that question within ourselves and then to others. What is it that really stokes my fire? What do I feel is my contribution? And yeah, I stopped fighting it. It was to play. First it was to dance, and I'm like, no, but yeah, I love attention, but I'm not an exhibitionist. I'm inclusive. So what does that mean to me as a dancer? And I, I'm great solo. I have fun solo, but it's always more fun to see other people having fun too. So I just started doing what I do: dance, rollerblading, hula hooping, goofing off in, wearing stickies on my face when I want. And
beautiful.
I share that with people to share joy and laughter, even if it's for just a split second. And I tell you what, It's not noble. I just love the feeling of seeing other people having fun.
Wow.
So it's
Nice.
selfish reason.
And so I wanted to explore this whole thing about fighting it. And that was kind of like part of the interesting topic to me is like, what is inside all of us that wants to fight play? And how, like, one is, what is it? What is it that part of us that, and as far as your work also, and Mecca, you can chime in as well, and we can all like talk about it. Each take a turn. What part of you fought it, and like, why did it fight? Like, what was the fight? And what was the moment of like release? It's just like, I'm just going to give into this because it's inside me.
Right. So the fight was the social programming, and what is the redeeming or monetary value of what this skill thing is?
Ooh.
You know, you're just a
Yeah.
party girl. Okay, so what? You know, so really finding the value of being a dancer and sharing dance with people and play and party, because I also was, you know, a good part of my profession as a professional dancer and a you know, jazz, tap, point, ballet, the whole traditional set. Bought into that. So I took that and learned how to make fun experiences with that for people. And that wasn't redeeming enough. That still seemed not as noble as somebody who did medicine or computer programming or physical therapy or whatever it was, or you'd be a great journalist. All these other suggestions away from what I felt, what I just was my true calling and where I shined best. And that was in dance, sensuality, playfulness, games. That's just who I was. I fought it because somewhere I accepted the programming that was wrong, that wasn't, there was no redeeming value to that, financially or socially. And so I started doing as my own therapy performance art. And in my performance art, I took all the rules of dance and all the rules of all of my college education, which was journalism, geology, architecture, everything running away from, except for the architecture, but still running away from my artistic true nature itself. It's all I know. What did I do with my time? I made art. What would I do with my money? I bought food and made art. And so it was all about sharing experiences because I didn't know what else to do. So I was sharing whatever I had. It was either that or I don't know. I can't imagine any other options. And the responses that I started getting from people who saw what I did, because I didn't know what else to do with myself, people were like, this is the experience I had from that. This is the joy. This is the sorrow. This is the experience I had from observing what you did. And I'm inspired to do what you just did. And that was when I was like, there's some things better and more redeeming than money. And that having that opportunity to connect with someone on a creative creation level for liberation of the body, the soul, consciousness, to play and just be free and playful and in our true sensual nature. If I could find one playmate, then it is worth every tool, every minute, every breath to find that playmate.
Yeah.
Is the wind screwing up the sound? Is this okay?
No, I mean it's not bad. I can still hear you though. And then
Cool. It's fun.
And then Mecca, because your work also is also very, a lot of your stuff is also very play centered as well. I want to say yes, play, but you're very like the dramatic, the like involvement, the movement, and
Expression.
and expression. And like, if we're talking about you tapping into your play, we'll give you a minute, you tapping into your play, like what is the thing inside that like that's like it needs to move. Like
Right,
how do we, and what is the reason why we, like what's inside of us that stops the play?
right. I think also, you know, a lot of us, if we don't move energy in some way, we do get affected. Our immune systems get affected. Our posture gets affected. Our soul, our our essence. You know, when you have that stagnation, it just kind of silences your vibrancy. So it's very important for me to sing or dance or play, and even painting when I can't quite move the energy enough to like vocalize it. So to me, what I've been really thinking about recently is how important expression is to the human experience, because it's one thing just to think, be a philosopher and just internalize and reflect and witness and think. But the art of then using yourself as the filter for whatever you've experienced in life, and then express your response to it, and express, and release a lot of what you've experienced and are thinking about, and get out of here and let your body show you what your life experience is feeling like, and your passions and your sorrows and your joys and your traumas, and let your body move those energies, so you just don't become like a box of uh trapped emotion. And I think that you're right, it is that fight of like, we're told to kind of be silent, and that we're more sophisticated and intelligent if we just keep our everything bottled up and our expression bottled up.
Hmm.
And I respect and admire that, and there's a place for that. But I also think that it's so important to me that there's a sacred place. To me, my sacred space was always the rock concert, because it was the most permission to run around and scream and holler, and it was a safe place for people's range of emotion, whether it's joy or aggression. It was a very safe place. And now, where's the safe place for us to find our joy? Sometimes we have to move through the shadow and release trapped energy, and then what we realize is our essence after we've set all of the other crap free. And I sometimes need like an elbow exorcism, and I need my elbow to move around like a crazy wild elbow over, it just, come on, let's shoot out all the energy. Oh, what is my elbow really? Oh, it's not a place of like trapped sorrow. My elbow is like this joyful vehicle for movement, which found itself in the tension. And then that release is like, oh, I have an elbow. Thank you, elbow, for existing and moving my arm around and letting me do weird things and play and cook and create. And, my hands can't work if I don't have my elbow. I don't know. It's something like that. It's about like moving trapped energy, and then finding that even the tension is just as joyful as the release, because they're both this game and dance and magic. So I'm really exploring the fact that uh, being on computers all day and being on cell phones and being trapped in little boxes and screens, that we don't express, vocalize, and move the energy as much. So I love what TaraShea is doing,
Hmm.
because she's valuing herself as a playful entity, and she's encouraging that in others. And I think that's one of the best therapies we could, inspire in each other right now. And because it does heal and release and create. And I think that's what, a real full life is all about, is, we're just here to play. We're spirits, right?
Yeah,
You
and
know,
what I really resonate with what you're saying, Tarshay, is the and Mecca. This also came up with our conversations about healing, is this whole thing of like attaching a value or monetizing. And like
right,
how can it be monetized? It's like when we look at our offering and what we can, and I think that this is like for everyone, right? Is that when we have an offering or a medicine, we're one is like, how if it's not monetized, then it doesn't have a value. And this is
right.
like a big thing, I think, and when
It's
especially
thing in
when
the
we're
world right
looking at
now.
a whole new way of existing in the future as we move away from a lot of old paradigms, is attaching our offerings to monetization
Right.
and production. If you can't be a producer, you can
Then you have no
consume,
value.
you can consume play as you can consume play as entertainment. That's what Mecca and I were talking about. You can be entertained, but being playful as an interactive
Experience.
experience, what TaraShea is creating, and even in this time. And I really I need to get a Zoom account because this is very frustrating to be limited by time. But maybe we'll have this like conversation again, because I feel like
Yes.
it really, really deserves more depth. TaraShea, because like even in this time of like the time of COVID, this like hiding and not this like the seriousness to the level of like complete disassociation and removal, and you trying to break that wall in this time of a pandemic, um break that wall and to still be in a place of play and sharing an experience of joy. What how is that? Can you just briefly like wrap us up about that, and we'll talk again because I really
This is
want to have
great.
a conversation.
Yeah, I think I can do my best to address that swiftly. And it brought to mind the prayer that I started creating and building for my son when he was born. And one of the last things that I said in that prayer is that may you be a happy person, happy beyond circumstance.
Woo!
And that was my nightly prayer for him. And also for me and for you. So it's find my happy, that's happy beyond circumstance, because that's closer to love than anything what we've got, so anything to feel love, any moment away from sadness and fear and more into the arms of happiness and love, then honestly, the more as human species and consciousness, the more we have to come out of this grab at our power and consciousness, the more powerful we will come out of that. So I focus on playfulness, happy, and love. May you, Mecca, be happy beyond circumstance. May you, Natasha, be happy beyond circumstance.
Woo! Girl. Oh my gosh. This is so good.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to delve into the space of play with you, TaraShea, and with Mecca, because you took me to a place of like moving and our rewilding.
Yeah.
Moving into a wild space, which is breaking my comfort zone. And
I want to break comfort zones. That is, I think, the secret to healing. Yes.
And then
Okay.
I'm going to be
I'm
going to be working with TaraShea and breaking the comfort zone in play.
Yes.
Coming up.
Wow.
And this is a really a juicy place to explore, because this got so much we can like dive into in a place of healing through the connecting to the wild and connecting to the play.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yes.
What a great start. Like, this is just like the scratching of a surface. But yeah, let's keep this conversation going, TaraShea. Like,
let's play
together. Let's play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. What a joy meeting you.
And we'll talk again.
Likewise.
And we'll expand on this. Thank you guys. We'll talk
Thank you.
Bye, Mecca.
Bye.
Bye, Tushy.
Bye.